Are we recording now?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were doing the practice run.
No.
We're going to start over.
So who are you?
I'm Jane Lacefield. I'm one of the pharmacists at CDS number 10 Pharmacy.
And like I said, you're not from Bowling Green.
No, I am from near Hopkinsville, Kentucky. I grew up on a little farm on the Kentucky-Tennessee line in the middle of nowhere.
There's a town name, a little small.
My mailing address is Trenton, but it's like 15-20 minutes away.
Oh, okay. So you grew up out in the country. So were you a farm kid?
Yes, I grew up on a farm.
So your parents were farmers?
My dad's a farmer. My little brother continued the family legacy.
And you didn't want to go into farming?
No, I prefer working with something where I had an air conditioning.
So did you work a lot on the farm as a kid?
Yes, I did.
Like what did you do on the farm?
Anything that Dad said needed to be done, I did. I hoed tobacco, I've raked hay, I've worked cows, I had feed cows when that paid my way through pharmacy school.
Okay. Did you ever have to cut tobacco? Because I still think that's the worst thing on the planet.
You know, with me being the daughter,
yeah.
Dad really didn't want me around all the hired hands in the tobacco patch, so I just had to make their lunch.
Okay. So is that the only jobs you really had as a kid, was working on the farm, or did you do anything else?
No, I really didn't get a job outside the farm until I was in college, and I worked in a daycare for a summer.
Okay. And what high school did you go to?
Hopkinsville High.
Okay. And then you came to Western, or where did you go to school?
Actually, I went to Hopkinsville Community College for 2 years and did my pre-pharmacy, and then I went to UK College of Pharmacy.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure out how you met Darren.
I was here.
Okay, so you came here for...
I chose Bowling Green when I got out of pharmacy school. It was, within really close to home, but yet it wasn't home, and I had a mall and plenty of places to eat, and I thought, I just landed here.
Okay. And so you went to UK, you did the daycare thing for a little bit there. Then is this really the first job out of college you've had?
I worked at Save More Pharmacy in Hopkinsville.
Okay.
During pharmacy school and during pre-pharmacy.
Okay.
And then when I got out of pharmacy school, I went to work for Winn-Dixie.
Okay.
And then when they closed, then I came here.
Winn-Dixie here in Bowling Green.
Mm-hmm.
I've met a couple of business owners who actually worked at Winn-Dixie. It seems like everyone went and started their own businesses or went and worked somewhere like that. So where do you think, like, your farming, your childhood on a farm, how did that help prepare you to go into like pharmacy school and everything like that?
I think my work ethic.
Okay.
I'm kind of a self-starter. If I see something that needs to be done, I do it.
Okay. So do you attribute a lot of your work life, helping run this business, everything like that, with your parents, or are there other people you...
Well, probably my parents. I mean, it's kind of a situation where if something had to be done, you did it. So I guess it prepared me for working with my husband, because I working with my dad, he always expected more out of us than he did his hired hand. So
did your mom also work on the farm?
During the summer, she was actually a school teacher.
Oh, really? Did she teach at local schools there?
She taught it for 44 years at Fort Campbell.
Oh, okay. So like the military. Mm-hmm. Okay. But you never went to school there?
No, you have to go to school at Fort Campbell. You have to live on post and be a military family, and we weren't. So,
is there anything you miss about living on the farm?
I think it's seeing my children being able to run wild when we go back to my parents' house.
Okay.
And they just go outside and play, and I don't really worry about them, and they get into a lot of trouble that's harmless.
Yeah.
Just good, clean fun that they don't get here in the city.
And you mentioned your children. You have...
I have 2. I have my daughter's 12.
Okay.
And my son is soon to be 9.
And being a parent, you're involved with probably 2 different directions at all times, right?
Actually 3, because we have here. I'm also involved here.
Sure. I guess that's true too. What are some of the organizations that you've enjoyed? Since you've moved to Bowling Green, you've had kids, you've been working in the pharmacy, is there anyone you've kind of run into that you feel that Bowling Green, a lot of people haven't jumped on board with?
You know, I enjoy helping with the Sunday evening children's ministry at our church.
Okay.
I've gotten to know some of the kids through that.
Okay. Where's that?
Living Hope.
Okay. And you're pretty active at the elementary school too, aren't you? Don't you you pop up and take a lot of pictures there?
Just in the morning. I'm usually here at work, so I'm usually not one that volunteers to be there during the day.
But you take a lot of pictures, and you're a good photographer. Where did that come from?
I had a cousin, or my dad's first cousin's husband.
Okay.
Took pictures at the family reunions, and I kind of followed him around and liked it, and I like it. So that's probably
awesome.
my one thing I enjoy doing. That's fun.
Really? Mm-hmm. So is that kind of your passion, your hobby?
Yes. That's probably the only hobby I have. I chase kids and work, and that's about it.
And then you chase them with your camera.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's kind of talk about pharmacy. What were you not prepared for, even going through pharmacy school, that entails with running a pharmacy?
Dealing with third parties, the insurances, why something's not covered, having to explain that, jumping through all the hoops with the insurance parties.
How do you prepare people? I mean, I want people to watch this and understand kind of your side of the thing. How hard is it to get to talk to the insurance to get things, like nowadays, because we're having an issue. A lot of people see the healthcare stuff. How hard is it as a pharmacist in the current climate?
It really is hard because people feel like their insurance should pay for something if their doctor orders it.
Sure.
And they don't understand having to jump through all the hoops to get their prescriptions covered. Or, they don't understand that a lot of times there is an alternate drug that works just as well. It just wasn't prescribed. That wasn't the doctor's what he wrote for.
Sure.
And you have to explain that, hey, this one will work just as well. Let's try this. It'll be okay. We'll call your doctor. We're not going to change anything without talking to your doctor first, of course. But, let's do what the insurance company wants us to do and save you some money.
And there's some aspects that you guys do that people would be shocked, because we talk every year about flu shots here.
Yes.
And things that you guys do typically that it seems like people aren't used to going to the pharmacist. They're used to just getting pills and walking out the door. When should people start looking at? When will you get flu shots and all that?
We'll start getting our flu shots in probably the first couple weeks of September.
Okay.
We'll definitely have them by the 1st of October.
Okay.
October we'll be giving flu shots.
And it's pretty easy to get in and get out here.
Yes, you pretty much Monday through Friday we always have a pharmacist here that gives shots. You may have to wait a minute
Sure.
for them to get caught up in the front, but it generally doesn't take very long.
Okay. And then what else is coming down the pike other than flu shots that you guys do?
Well, we are starting a nutritional supplement program. We have realized that some of the medications we give people are depleting some of the nutrients in their body. And so we're studying up and developing a nutrition program.
And when should that be rolling out?
We have some of the stuff now. We're still learning.
Sure.
But I'm pretty excited about it. I know since I've been taking them, I feel a ton better. So.
Okay. And then you also do toys now.
Yes, we have toys. We have started doing Melissa and Doug Toys.
Okay.
A retailer. And in fact, I have just placed another order. We're going to get art supplies.
Okay.
Probably within the next couple of weeks, so that'll be cool.
That's something that's not common for a pharmacist. Is that just because you're a parent and you figured there's not enough of this out there? Or?
Well, I really hadn't. I was looking for something to sell out front, because just something that we could always keep. And I found out that Melissa and Doug would like sell small quantities to me. So I was like, this is so cool.
Okay, and you also have, is it the Thai Beanie Babies, the
yes,
big eye things?
We have the Thai Beanie Babies.
As much as the Melissa and Doug are educational, that's what that's what the parents want the kids to have. I'm sure the little Beanie Babies are what people gravitate to.
Well, it's a mixture of both.
A mixture of both? Okay. And then here's kind of a curveball question. You and I, whenever I come in here, we talk about restaurants in town. What new restaurant or old restaurant that is a staple for your family? Anything new that you've found that you just love?
We tend to go to some of the local restaurants. Of course, we like Home Cafe.
Sure.
Nova Dolce and Pub by Nova are probably, and of course we do the Mexican. We like El Mazalon.
Okay.
Those are probably our mainstays.
Just recently, Josh Poland from Home Cafe brought up a question, and I'm asking people recently about this. Is there a restaurant that's left Bowling Green that you miss? And it can be a chain, it can be anything.
My daughter doesn't like pizza, except for Mr. Getty's. So,
do you miss Mr. Gaddy's?
I do miss the sampler because, but we recently went last spring to Lubbock, Texas to visit some family, and I saw they had a Mr. Gaddy's, so I surprised her with a trip to Mr. Gaddy's, and my aunt was surprised at how much the child ate. She was in heaven.
That's awesome.
That is the only pizza that child eats.
As health habits are changing, we're hearing more about health and nutrition in pharmaceuticals. What's kind of the future for pharmacy? That's the thing I'm always wondering.
Who knows?
Who
knows?
I
think what they're telling us the future of pharmacy is going to be, we're going to be doing more and more clinical stuff all the time.
Like what?
We're going to be doing more MTMs.
Okay.
Which is medication therapy management, where we go through a patient's meds and we do an interview process and recommend things like vaccines, vitamins. Sometimes we can find cheaper alternatives to save the patient money. It takes about 30 minutes per patient. They say we're going to be doing more and more and more of those.
And you guys are doing that. You're doing a lot of elderly care and people who have different medical issues now, like with even the diabetes patients. And, Kentucky, let's be honest, we're not the healthiest state. So there's a lot of care for people who already have stuff. Is the nutrition stuff you're adding, is that more to help prevent, or is it still on the care side?
A little of both.
Okay.
You and I have discussed this before. My husband and I, we work a lot. We eat out way too much.
Sure.
I myself have put on some weight over the last few years that I need to get rid of. So kind of using some of this to help me get rid of the weight.
Okay.
And have more energy to exercise and just manage everything.
And that's kind of a big thing. Do you guys discuss that kind of thing when people come in and need drugs that they, for their pharmaceutical, their meds, the stuff that are prescribed? Is there an aspect of that that's going into the health realm now?
We're really trying to, we still have to figure out our workflow on how to target the patients that need the nutrition, which we're still in the beginning processes of it.
Okay. Something that's totally non-pharmaceutical question.
Okay.
But it's business related.
Okay.
Someone's trying to start a business. What would you tell them that they need to know before starting whatever business that most people are totally unprepared for?
You need to make sure that the business you're planning on starting, is there's not 5 other businesses within a mile of your location. You've got to be different. Mm-hmm. You've got to be providing something that someone needs.
Yeah.
In the community.
Sure.
It also helps if you I would think it would be very hard for someone that's not from Bowling Green to come and start a business. It's helpful to have ties to the community.
And if you don't, what would you suggest? Get them quick as possible? Get them as quick as possible. There's things like your organization of Buy Local BG that can promote your business, the Chamber of Commerce. Sure.
Join civic organizations and get your name out.
One that I think a lot of people miss, and I don't know if you've done this, but there's apps now with Meetup. And there's Meetup groups for different things that I don't think a lot of businesses take advantage because there's people who are looking for health advice and something you guys look at. But I mean, there's always those kind of things. So you're correct. Yeah, you're correct on getting attached to the community, especially if you don't have kids. You almost get attached if you have kids. You do get attached with children, but sometimes you are so much just with the kids. You're just trying to keep up and survive, that it's hard to get out and do anything other than what you have to do. And you don't want to be the parent always pitching your business at the kids' event.
Yeah.
Okay, since I'm a website, I'm going to ask you a question I love to ask. You have been online ordering for how long? That you can order your prescriptions online?
It's on HBO, because I had free HBO this weekend, and that's where I've seen it.
5 or 6 years?
So you were way ahead of the range, and you're basically doing Uber pharmacy way before Uber. So yeah, you guys deliver.
Yes, we do deliver.
So you can order online and have it delivered to you.
Correct.
I mean, how much does that cost someone? Like $200 every time, or what?
$1.06.
Exactly.
And it's in town. We don't go pretty much outside.
Sure, but if you work at one of the local businesses around here, or you're stuck in an office all day and you can't get over here,
yeah, we'll be happy to just
jump
call
online. You don't even have to call you.
No,
they don't even have to talk to anyone.
No, they just initially they do have to call us so that
set it up,
to set up everything, and to get once we get them in the system, we can add them into our web refill.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
Thank you.